Chairman, and Senator Romney, I appreciate your line of questioning. I want to talk about Einstein for a moment. The statutory authorization for the Einstein program expires in December of 2022, so it gives us an opportunity to take a look at this. Mr. Wales, I think we can all agree that hackers behind the SolarWinds attack were very sophisticated and hard to detect, but clearly someone was able to detect them or we wouldn't be here today. Unfortunately, it was, again, the private sector, not government. I think it's important to start by discussing the limitations of Department of Homeland Security's cyber intrusion detection program, Einstein, and asking why it didn't detect this threat and how we can improve it. So, Ms. Wales, could you assess Einstein's current performance?
Sure. And I would say, Senator, that Einstein continues to perform, as it was designed, and it can protect against the things that it was designed to protect against. And I will note that Einstein is an intrusion detection system, which means it's looking at the perimeter of a network and examining traffic that's going from outside the network to inside the network.
So it was not designed to detect unknown threats like the SolarWinds attack, correct?
It was not designed to detect unknown threats. That being said, it was also, and again, Einstein is not just one capability. It is a suite of different types of capabilities, but all at the perimeter, all looking at that traffic moving into and out of federal networks.
So it was not the first to detect this threat?
Well, I would say that there is no intrusion.
No, it's like it was not the first to detect this threat, correct?
Correct, but I would just point out that there is no intrusion detection or intrusion protection system anywhere that detected this threat. FireEye did not use an intrusion detection system to detect this threat, and they could not. It just would not work that way. Part of what I indicated earlier was that we need to supplement what Einstein does looking at the perimeter of networks with what's happening inside the network.
Can Einstein scan for intrusions on cloud environments like Microsoft Office 365 or Amazon Web Services?
No.
Within the government, are you seeing increased use of cloud environments like Microsoft Office 365 and Amazon Web Services for IT services?
Yes.
What about other encrypted Internet traffic? Can Einstein scan all encrypted Internet traffic going to and from government agencies?
So it can see where that traffic is coming from and going to, but it cannot look inside of that traffic. And that's one of the key areas why we need to move away from perimeter security for that level of intrusion protection and move on to the host. Because when you're deploying on the host level, on those workstations and servers, there the information is unencrypted, and those systems can detect whether activity is anomalous.
So you would say it cannot scan all that encrypted data going to and fro, is that correct?
Correct.
And much of the Internet traffic these days is encrypted, isn't it?
More than 90% of the traffic in federal government is encrypted.
Yeah, I believe that the urgency here is clear, and I think you stated it, that the statutory authorization for Einstein expiring next year gives us a chance to do this. It seems like the significant limitations you've talked about means we need to work together to address the next authorization. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I think we need to keep the pieces of Einstein that continue to work and provide significant value, and we need to transition those areas that don't and to different programs. The American Recovery Act money, American Rescue Act money will provide a down payment to start doing that.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.